We have a discussion.
Yeah, the fun thing about
It's a
the
different kind of fun. Like it's
fucked up.
and it's also nice to roll up to it sometimes. Like if you're
Roll up.
that way you can get more crazy.
Why the fuck am I back in here?
Not everybody just like automatically drops into the proper crazy at like 1 a.m. Unless
well, the fun thing.
That's what happens when like me and you are in the morning.
Motherfucking
We don't need to warm up.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing about my ISTJ friend was that he was always the kind of guy being all reluctant to do stuff back in the days. But now, like getting older and shit, now he's the one that's like, oh, stop being so boring. Let's go out. Let's drink. And I was like, I did that when I was 18. Like, I did that back in the days. Like, I'm pretty bored of like going to the club by now. And he was like, oh, let's go to the club. Like, no.
You should have partied when it was illegal, dude.
Yeah, exactly. He sort of goes NE now when I'm sort of like, oh, well, I've already explored those options.
What is he?
ISTJ.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know any of them. Although, on the personality, one of the 3 personality or MBTI tests, if you answer no or not sure to every question, it'll give you ISTJ.
Well, if you just should pull the average from a male, it would probably result in ISTJ.
If you...
But I wouldn't say probably, the most likely.
You might not.
Who just made that joke?
What joke?
Does rapper T.I. have strong T.I.?
I don't know. Whoever made it.
Is it Neptune? It was sort of the driest joke. It's probably it's a Neptune joke.
It's Sean, our Cockney ISINFJ, right? Hello.
What's Cockney?
You're back. Like.
Sounds like a disorder.
I don't know what it is. I probably used it wrong. It has something to do with like British accents, I think.
You're British.
I think it's a specific sort of one, but I probably wouldn't know the difference. Okay, it's a specific one, but I don't know which one it is. Just throwing things out there to be refuted. Try to start some conversation there.
I actually haven't been listening at all. I've just been kind of responding automatically, contrary question.
No. Is this Courtney? No. I have no idea.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the Godzilla thing.
It's Sean.
Sean, someone I haven't met yet.
Sean, otherwise known as Courtney. Admit it, Sean. You got a vagina.
Why?
Dude, remember we typed him or whatever in the other room? We were.
Oh yeah, Tim. Oh no, because he'd be way on camera.
Yeah, talk to us, Sean.
Yeah, come on, Mike. Speak with us. Yeah, stop being I don't know, observing fucking cunt. Get on mic and participate, you bastard. Is that an INFJ thing, speaking to themselves? I notice my INFJ does this sometimes. She's like saying something and then be like, "Oh, I wasn't talking with you." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm talking to my inner demons." No, she didn't say that, but that's sort of what she's doing.
I don't know.
Do you often talk to yourself, Sean? Like, I not like often, but sort of like phrase something out loud.
Hello, 1, 2.
But I talk all the
3,
time.
4.
Yay! That's how it goes.
Jacob, can you hear him?
Kindergarten.
I hear him wunderbar.
Yeah, sorry, I was. You were asking me a
Talk away.
question. Do I talk to myself? No, actually, I don't do a lot of talking. I do a lot of stupid noises and stuff to entertain myself when I'm like tidying up and stuff like that. But singing to myself, I'll do that. But I actually noticed this because you know how INFJs are quite really broad spectrum.
Yeah, like no INFJ is like the other one. I found out that.
Is it that bad? Really?
It's true.
But you can. There are traits like you can. There's a couple of general. There is a spectrum. It's like that guy. What's that guy? Angry something or other. Bearded fellow, ginger beard. He's very sort of stoic and not quiet, but just takes his time about saying things. Then you've got Eric Thor, who's just like super expressive. There's not a second goes by that his face isn't like put in a new configuration. But I met a guy that I sort of typed, even though I don't know anything. I've never read a book about MBTI, or I think I might have partially read Jung's 4 archetypes 10 or 15 years ago. But I met this guy, and he looked like me. And he looks like just an older version of me. And he's a poet. I know he's been around town, so he's got that kind of extrovert side. But and he was just like a different sort of type of me. One that talks to himself. That's nice of you, Swede. Appreciate that.
Yeah, maybe it's like due to the introverted function. I don't know. It's like INFJs seem to differ quite a lot in between themselves, while I don't know, more expressive types like, for example, ESFJs are very much easier to like type on the get-go. Be like, oh, that's an ESFJ. INFJ is more like, what is this creature? Angry ginger. I'm not fucking angry. Why people get the image that I'm fucking angry? I'm fucking never angry.
Yeah, Elsie, that's the guy I was on about. Yeah, he did this video where he was kind of giving the impression that, and I think the guy suffers from depression quite a bit, and he's kind of on the what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of slower end of. Word's not coming to me. He was under the impression that if you just found a bunch of INFJs, you know, then it's sort of his life would be all right, you know. And he's fed up with all the other types. Well, not fed up with them, but you know, life would be so much better if he found INFJ communities. And I sort of said, you know, it's not. I don't think that's the case.
You'd never be able to get away with shit.
Isn't it hard for one INFJ to get to know another INFJ though? Shouldn't they be like speaking in the void of silence, just like muttering words and sort of, I don't know, feeling the air between each other, trying to analyze their emotionless expressions?
I think that's an over exaggeration, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Can you can you reframe it in a more narrow perspective?
I don't think communication in between two INFJs that have met, that don't know each other from the get-go would be pretty hard to engage.
Yeah, probably.
even though they might be similar, it's hard for them to become aware of their similarities.
Yes. I did say to him that I don't think there's people like you, and then there's people like Eric Thor, and I think you two would piss each other off. And then he goes, yeah, actually, I can't stand the guy.
But you're like judging.
Low tolerance on the judgmental thing, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's sort of like, have you seen two INTJs debate each other? Like they sort of have their own systems of principles that make sense, but they suck at community alike.
Yeah, I can see that. They're just trying to shut each other down too much.
Yeah, sort of. Like it's not that they don't make sense, because they probably make like excellent sense. It's just that their way of phrasing it is sort of bad, or sort of
abrupt.
Yeah, not vocal, or like not vocal enough. Maybe, I don't know.
One thing that is just generally a problem in everywhere you go is people don't give each other enough space and enough leeway, and they'll come in and nitpick things, and there's rather than giving them breadth, saying, well, maybe they didn't mean X, they meant Y because it was from a certain context. It's like, oh wow, Natural Born Killers is the best film of all time, and then someone will come in, well, it's not the best film of all time, is it? Well, okay, maybe it's not the but
That
killed my buzz.
That sounds like something an INTJ or INFJ would say. Just be like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the worst thing. I love INJs in general, but it's just the stubbornness can be so fucking annoying at times. Like sometimes it's just like, can you please just open your mind to a new perspective once, please, just this time. It's sort of like you want to, as an ENTP, you want to take the INJs out from their shell and just like, here, look, this is the world, this is opportunities. Do you see this shit? And then they'd probably be like, oh, Mainfair SE, I love this shit. Like, oh, I love being in the present moment. I love like being here and now. Sort of. But they never do. They just sit there being like, oh, I know everything about everything, but you don't. Feel free to interrupt me if you think I'm wrong anywhere.
I'm not experienced enough to do so, really.
I'm tempted to interrupt you just on principle.
Well, I know you are.
Yeah, my best friend is a INTJ, I believe. She believes. And it makes sense because, and I didn't know this because I felt that I was very fact-based, but it turns out that I'm not terribly fact-based.
Fact-based?
In my reasoning. Well, no, afterwards, I don't know, because she said, for some reason, what she gets out of our relationship is that she can sort of feel things through me, and I thought it made sense at the time, and then I started to see how, recognize that, because I always knew she was like that, but she's a much better researcher than I am. She's got a lot more facts to draw upon. And we complement each other in that way, because we do come to some really good, insightful conclusions.
Yeah.
Fucked based.
Yeah, like you said, it was fucked based. Yeah, I fucking love that accent. I think it's wonderful. I don't know where it's from, but I just... Of course, yeah, it's British, but I can't pinpoint where in Britain it is.
Northwest.
Northwest. Rule Britannia.